Hello everybody, looks like Val's is getting ready to open soon. Probably in another month. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Hopefully Val's will be opening soon. Val's Drive-In. Since 1959. Drive-in hamburger joint. Fries, homemade root beer. It's true, they still make their own root beer. So this is the same sidewalk that was all covered in snow not but 2 days ago. We had a 60-degree day yesterday, another one today. I'm gonna have to make a pit stop on today's walk as we see the last of the snow hanging on here. I already had somebody go by yelling at me with a bullhorn from their car. Made me jump, which I'm sure was their intention. Wish people wouldn't do that, because the first instinct is to be defensive. Luckily for them, I'm not trigger happy, I guess is what I'm getting at. So we can see some of this mud season damage here. The doggies are out. Hi, you doing your job, protecting your home? Ruff, ruff. Vicious animals. Did you see the size of that thing? Anyway, it is an absolutely gorgeous day today. I hope you enjoyed the eclipse yesterday. And I realized, you know, I put the eclipse glasses over the lens, and actually came out good, but I don't have a zoom on here to use with that. And I figured that out with my cell phone, but the eclipse was almost over by then, so I'd like to say we'll wait till the next one, but I'm going to be bones in a box by the time we get the next one. So something like 100 something years from now. I hope to live long and prosper, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make that long. So anyway, that last not the last blizzard we had, but the one the week before, because we had two major snowstorms back to back, weekend to weekend. We almost had a third one this week coming up, but it's all going to be rain, thankfully. Temperatures will be too warm. It's going to come out to about 2 inches of rain over 3 days, though. I might be hard pressed to walk. Today's the last nice day. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'll walk today. I'll play it by ear. I might pick a window to go walk in between the raindrops, and we'll go do that. So anyway, my eclipse walk is done uploading. I was still waiting for it to process into HD before going for this walk, so I will more than likely make it public after this walk, after I preview it, make sure it's all right. But it was fun. So I hope you enjoyed the eclipse walk. The only thing I didn't like though is the lighting on the GoPro is like auto. The setting I used had auto, so as it was getting darker because of the eclipse, the GoPro was actually making things lighter. So after watching it after I recorded it, it's like, well, it doesn't look very dramatic, so I might put a little placard in between explaining that, perhaps. But I do have to mail a letter. Yes, people still do that. They actually put a letter in a mailbox. This letter is a little different. This had to do with one of the snowstorms we got. The city was cleaning the sidewalks with their machine they use that has the chute on it that throws the snow. And this new kid that started working for them, it was the second time that he ever did sidewalks, and he turned the chute and he threw a whole bunch of really heavy slush and ice and smashed one of our windows. So I had to call City of Lewiston Public Works. Spoke with a nice gentleman, the director. I had emailed photographs of the damage and the way the snow was sitting and came into the house. So yes, actual snow came into the house. And also shot video. So there was no argument about anything. They just said, yeah, that looks like a valid claim. We'll send you a claim form. Yada, yada, yada. We just need a written estimate. So we were all set to do that. Then we had bad weather. Then we had a blizzard. But finally got that taken care of today. And spoke to a couple people on the phone to deal with that. They have the photographs. So what I'm mailing right now is the claim form, as well as the written estimate for the repair. So these things are expensive. More expensive for other people than what we needed fixed. One guy was in there with 2 broken double pane windows, storm windows. These were just regular 1 sheet of glass. It's not a storm window, and repairing a screen. But the 2 double pane glass replacement, the estimate the guy got while I was there, I was listening, was going to be $300 per window. He had 2. That's $600. Probably cheaper just to buy new windows in the long run. So, and a lot of that is labor, the labor involved. $45 an hour labor, which is just about what people charge for everything these days, whether you have small engine repair or what have you. People don't work for free. Materials actually weren't very much at all. So basically came out to $100 just for labor for the screen and 1 window. The actual parts were less than that with the taxes, so. Hi, how are you? Well, it looks like we lost a birch tree here, or 2. Looks like it broke. Got a broken one here. Broken one here. I can smell the leaves. Oh, I love that maple leaf smell. Sweet. It is maple syrup season. People are tapping the trees for maple syrup. Now I gotta take a walk down this way to mail a letter in one of the last mailboxes left, where you can actually drop a letter in by walking to it. Every year it seems like they take one out. There's a couple of them outside the post office. There's one outside a supermarket here, and I don't recall seeing any other ones. There used to be a couple other ones. They're drying up. So your old mailbox that you drop letters in is on the way out. And to be honest with you, most of the time what I do is I will leave a letter sticking out of our mailbox and the mailman just takes it. But I want to make sure this gets mailed without somebody stealing it before the mailman picks it up, because it involves a reimbursement and a claim form. So I will hand mail it on my walk, since it's pretty much on the way. Beautiful 60-degree day in Maine. Hope you're enjoying the walk with me. I watched a video this morning recorded, actually I watched it a little while ago, and I just zipped ahead to the sentencing, but it had to do with that couple in Michigan, the parents of that mass shooter that killed some people in the school with a gun that the father had bought him. They were both found guilty of negligence. And they would have been sentenced to more than that, I think. But the truth of the matter is the school district did a very poor job informing the parents of the child's behavior in school and concerns they might have had, that they supposedly had and testified in the trial. And but there seemed to be sufficient evidence that the two parents should have known what was going on, and I think they got caught playing denial, not thinking, you know, they were being defensive of their son rather than proactive. They had no idea he was going to do that. They didn't know that he was drawing on things in school, and he had been watching a mass shooting in class online. So, you know, there's things like that they didn't know about. But they bought him the firearm, and they did not have it locked up. And that's really the kicker. So they did not know about the firearm not being locked up, and they should have. I will agree to that, because I listened to some of the transcript from the testimony, and they did not do what they should have. All right, now we can walk. The letter is mailed. So we don't know if we're going to have a range day this week or not, because it all depends on when it decides to stop raining. It looks like it's going to start raining late Friday night before Saturday, which would be nice, but we're still far enough off, and the weather people are still so horrible at their forecasting that we're just not going to know until we know. Maybe a day or two before will be more accurate. So it might rain Saturday. We don't know yet. Now my younger brother might be leaving for North Carolina Sunday, so he won't be around for a few weeks. And if he is, it'll be because he flew back so he could go shooting. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, I saw a lot of people online talking about this overhype by the media with this eclipse. And it's obviously just distracting away from Biden's horrible job that he's done. And I think from what I've read online, everybody seems to inherently know that's why they have been overhyping the eclipse. So there was a shooting in Florida that this black woman took a rifle, long gun, and she was shooting at things. Just walking around shooting. I think she injured a couple people, shot up a car, something like that. I don't know all the details yet. I just heard about it last night. And she said she did it because of the eclipse. She did it because of the eclipse, and God told her to do it. That's what she said. I wonder if that is like, you know, Satan demons controlling the weak-minded and instilling that in their head. And it's not God that made him do it. It's Satan, the false god. Just food for thought. It's kind of weird because the other night I watched a movie from the 70s called God Told Me To. That's what the movie's called. God Told Me To. It has a mass shooting in it. And it has stuff like that. And this is the mid-70s. In 1975. Or 77, around there somewhere. God Told Me To. Got a chance to watch it. It's pretty interesting. I've seen it a couple times, actually. I remember my dad and I rented it years ago. Still good. Turns out it was people had been abducted by UFOs and experimented on and had implants put in them, but it had to do with that the aliens were actually responsible for religion, God, and they were basically the gods. And they were having these people that they influenced their mind to do these things like climbing up on a water tower with a rifle and shooting people. There's a scene in there that's actually pretty realistic. I don't know how they filmed it because it looks like a real street and they look like real people in it, so they must have just got real people, paid them as extras And you know, guy'd be stepping off a curb to cross the street, and he'd get shot and roll over into the gutter, and they'd have that fake 70s blood at the time. And if you're not familiar with the older films, they weren't allowed to show depictions of realistic looking blood. So a lot of times it was just this red paint that looked fake, but there was no way they could get around it. So that's what this movie had. I mean, if you restored the movie, I'm sure you could use CGI and make it look like real blood, but that would ruin the nostalgia and the charm of it, I think. You can actually see that in the first Dirty Harry movie. Clint Eastwood gets shot in the leg with a shotgun, and you can see this blood on his leg. It's obviously red paint. So, and we still have the Easter stuff. They look like they've had a rough time of it this year. They look like they went through hell, to be honest with you. So there you have it. Anyway, I'm gonna get my walk in today. I did 6 miles yesterday, 6 miles the day before, and 5 miles the day before that. And I did have about 3 days where I didn't walk. So I think I burned off my cheat chips. I think so anyways. I usually go down this way. I'm gonna go down this way. I'm recording. So this is what we were waiting for. Now the city can go by and use the street sweepers, clean up all the sand off the sidewalks, which they do every year. This is all sand they put down in the road, gets plowed up on the side, then the snow melts and you get all the sand on the sidewalks. So they will clean that, which is nice. We got the laundromat over here. Come wash your stuff. Ground's a little squishy here. Got some green grass trying to grow over here. Finally. Hopefully I don't see any little children in their diapers running in the road like I did once. That was horrible. This was where it happened. It was like this time of day with all these cars. Not good. Not good at all. So anyway, back to that Michigan case with the mass shooter that acquired the gun from their parent, who showed the kid how to shoot at a range. And it was pretty much testified that they did not have the gun locked up. And Michigan law requires that guns be locked when they're not being used. So, but there seemed to have been a failure all the way around, is my point. Unfortunately, people died. So basically the judge was explaining that they had to use this verdict and this sentence to send a message to other people so they won't do this again. And also, they also said to be fair to the two parents as well, and not try them in the court of public opinion, but rather by the law and the statutes. So there wasn't any over sentencing to send a message, but they were found guilty by a jury, and this was the sentencing. So anyway, each one of them got 10 to 15 years, minimum of 10, with 865 days, I think they said, served already, taken off that. So they didn't say anything about eligibility for parole, but they did say 10 to 15, so I'm assuming that 10 means they will serve 10 and then be eligible for parole after 10, minus 865 days, which is almost 3 years. So they might do a little over 7 years. Neither one of them have a criminal record. They're not awful people. They just weren't watching what their son was doing, and they should have known not to buy him a firearm. And unfortunately, it was one of those things where the two parents were kind of afraid of the temper tantrums from their kids. So they probably, it was testified that, you know, they had to buy the gun for the kid. And I believe that, I really do. But I also believe they didn't have to, if you know what I mean. So, kind of a tragic event. I'd like to say that they were just gone after because of firearms and being anti-gun, but after looking at the evidence, there was some negligence. There really was. But there was a lot more negligence by the school. And of course the school is not going to face any consequences for it, because they're a union and they're all far left. So this will happen again. So it's almost like they enjoy having these mass shootings to publicize their BS with, like the Democrats in Maine are doing. Which, by the way, I got an update on Representative Laurel Libby from Auburn, across the river here. She was giving a speech on the floor about the bill that the Democrats ended up passing for paramilitary training. And the thing with that is, they want to violate the Second Amendment right to gather with your firearms and train, which you are perfectly allowed to do and is not illegal. And they're trying to make it illegal. So she was making commentary like, show me where they did something illegal. Whether they were promoting the Nazi paramilitary stuff and Nazi fascism, or that is protected free speech. And basically she was saying that even Nazis should be allowed to train militarily under the Second Amendment, and she's right. Well, the problem is the Democrats took the video clip and they manipulated it, and they edited some of it off to make it look like she was supporting Nazism and fascism and bigotry. Now, normally you'd say, okay, well, she's a Republican that supports Trump. That's what they do now. That's commonplace. Let's move on to something else. Well, the Democrats fundraised off of that a lot of money. The local media, okay, and I'm shocked by this. The local media, namely CBS, ABC, and reluctantly NBC, and the local newspapers like the Portland Press Herald, and the Lewiston Sun Journal here, and the Bangor Daily News, and the Kennebec Journal in Augusta. Same company owns all 4 of those major papers. They stuck up for the Republican and said what the Democrats did was wrong, and they lied and they cheated, and it was misinformation. It was a disinformation campaign that was not fair to Republicans. Now, I'm sure you're going to take a second right now and pick your friggin' jaw up off the floor like I did. But that is a very public condemnation of the behavior of Democrats by the biased propagandist media that is always for the Democrats. So I want to hear your ideas in the commentary about why they would do that. Are things starting to go really bad for this election coming up? The media, I think, must have, I haven't checked it to verify it, but they must have just got some really bad Nielsen rating numbers, and people are not watching them anymore because of their bias. So maybe they are trying to make things okay and tolerable so they could still spew their propaganda but get more of us to watch and influence us before the election. I can't really explain why they would do such a 180 like that when they were promoting the most ridiculous things. A perfect example was the Nazi paramilitary training that was going on. The media was promoting that like big time. We just reached 2 miles. So, got somebody up here lifting a log. I'm going to go up here around it. Hopefully I can go around this way. Oh, thank you, sir. That's awesome. So he's holding up traffic for me, so I could scoot around here while they get that big giant log there they're working on. How are you? All right. Well, that was nice of them to stop the traffic for me. Yeah, that's what they're doing there. Fixing that telephone pole. Again, it's not a telephone pole, okay? It's a utility pole. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck in the friggin' 1970s. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, whew, pretty good sweat going right now. So all this snow is melted now, except for a little bit on the grass over here where they plowed it up. So we're getting there. We are getting there, folks. Go up this way. Now I can just walk over this. Don't walk on the grass. Somebody's dog in that car with the window down. I was cognizant of that. Should always have situational awareness, because you never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. The dog could have come flying out the window just because he didn't like my hat. Because somebody that used to own it might have kicked it. Wore a hat like this. You never know with animals. was nice. I got my little side of the road back. Look at this. All the snow that was here is gone. It's gone away. So I'm going to cross the street. Wait for this car to go by. There's one coming. I'm going to go this way. So, ooh, I thought that was a rodent or something. It was a friggin' leaf. Well, my peripheral vision works. Peripheral. I have a hard time saying that word. I keep wanting to say peripheral, which is incorrect. And then I can't go on in my gun videos and make fun of people that say ambidextrous, because that's ambidextrous. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Everybody should know that one. I used to love those old Disney presentations before they went woke and decided to infiltrate everybody's children. Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Dick Van Dyke, who's still alive, by the way. Can you believe it? Dick Van Dyke, Dick friggin' Van Dyke is still alive. I think he's in his 90s. Clint Eastwood's 94. Wow. So I'm expecting bad news about people that we all care about, because it's the inevitability of it. We're all going to be bones in a box, and we're going to miss the next big solar eclipse. Facts is facts. So, nice to have the sidewalks back now. I can walk more safely. So I tried something on my last walk. If you watch my previous walk, you'll see I was talking about my backup camera clipped in the neck of my shirt while I was walking. Test run I did inside the house actually looked decent, but in practicality, with actually fully walking outdoors, it was shaking around too much. Didn't look good. So it would have to be more firmly attached to me rather than hanging on a shirt with a heavy clip, because it was rocking back and forth every step I took. So I just wanted to try something different. That's all. I just figured if it was on my chest, it would be the center of movement and it wouldn't be going crazy like that, but that's not the case. So anyways, I was going to say I hope we get a lot more days like today, but the next 3, they're going to be 50 to 55 with rain. Apparently it'll be heavy at times. You get 2 inches of rain in 3 days. That's pretty much a given, I think. Hope I can squeeze in some walks regardless. I do always enjoy my walks. Here we got it's a Prius or a Prius. Or whatever your pronunciation is of it, that's what it is. There's that stupid flag again. It's the state of Maine new flag that they got, which I don't like. This one's got the rainbow stuff on it, and it's got the shiny gold, which the original one is not. It's kind of an off-white. But anyway, that's what they got rid of the Maine state flag we've had forever and a week. And they went back to one that belonged to Maine when we were part of Massachusetts. Is that one of their subliminal things where they want to turn Maine into Massachusetts politically? Because that's what it looks like they're trying to do. This November, people are going to have to get off their friggin' asses and vote. Stop talking about it and do it. The time is now. A couple more election cycles, we're going to look more like Connecticut and Massachusetts than Maine. And nobody wants that. So you have to share your knowledge with the younger people, because they're waiting for us to die off, okay? They want the old guard to die away, and that's why they've been brainwashing the young people through indoctrination with ridiculous stupidity in schools, so they will grow up to promote ridiculous stupidity that they won't think is ridiculous stupidity. Very important. Got the kids out there playing in the playground, getting some exercise instead of sitting in front of their phone at home, so that's always good. This guy over here on the bike. Zipping along. Zippity-doo-dar. I used to do a lot of that. Never wore a bike helmet though. Was not a fan of that. Oh, somebody's got a chainsaw going. Back there chopping something up. Oh, look at this. Oh, this wasn't here before. Look at that. That tree fell right on the house. Looks like it smashed that eave. Not the eave, but wow, look at that. And that's what happens. You see how the tree right there uprooted. Wow, damaged the edge of the roof. Now that wasn't here on our last walk. So that happened after the fact. So the ground is saturated. I think that snow melted and sunk into the ground. I mean, look at that. So that looks like an insurance claim. Don't know if that tree belongs to this house or if it belongs to that one. So, and I was just talking about neighbors' trees in the last walk, I believe, or one of the last walks. That one where it was raining, where we saw that tree leaning. I'm not going to be going by that one to see if that one fell. Now that tree right there is leaning also. It's leaning towards the road. So all those windstorms we had did a lot of this. So a lot of these trees, seems like they're just falling over even when the weather's not bad. They're just saturated ground from the storms we had this winter. And then all that snow we just had melted, so it saturates the ground again. Like this right here, you can see that's all just saturated, soaked with water. That looked like that was a pretty good sized tree. Any more down trees? Looks like somebody chopped one up there. That was next to their house. Look at this little robin right here, checking me out. They've been waiting for the snow to melt so they could get their worms out of the grass. They must be happy now. Coming up on 3 miles. People running over there. College goyles. So we got 3 miles in now, according to the counter. Well, I know what my thumbnail is going to be. Pretty funny. For some reason, this video is going to get more clicks than usual. Took an oil delivery. We're not quite out of the oil woods yet for heating. Almost. Rarely, 2 weeks into April, do you ever need heating in Maine, really. So, we're a little over 1 week into April. So somebody must be preempting for next year. Maybe they're anticipating more expensive oil next year. So that's good that those girls are running in a group. Safer. A lot of times I've seen women running by themselves, and I know a lot of people like to do that. I mean, I'm walking by myself. So these days, I don't know if that's the safest thing for a female. Might not be the safest thing for me. But that's one of the reasons why I carry, and hopefully women do too. Women should be carrying firearms. Absolutely. This day and age today. Oklahoma license plate. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Say that 3 times and then you jab yourself in the eye with a fork. If you know what that is, you know what that is. This is all wet. This is all melted. This was snow last time through here. All right. Nice Subaru there with the pink trim. There's usually a couple dogs on that patio. Bark up a storm at me. Don't like it when dogs bark up a storm. Hi. All right. Now we go down this way to make sure I get my 5 miles. Might see people running on this road. It's a good road to jog on because of the wide breakdown lanes, which are technically bike lanes. See the bicycle? Couple other people up ahead walking. I'm going to cross over here because I'm walking faster than they are, and that's always awkward. I'll just come on this side. Hopefully I won't get Stephen King'd. He's got a leaf blower going. Fire up the weed whackers. Ooh, just scratched my back. My back is soaking wet with sweat. School bus there. Gonna let off some little hellions. Busy today. There's kids everywhere. There's kids everywhere. Right. Oh, it's mud season.
Yeah.
It's a no good. I'm gonna have to salute this flag up here. I always salute this flag. Salute the flag. Ooh, windy. Gonna hang a left over here. Oh, hopefully the trees are done falling. That one right there looks like it's leaning a little bit, but the top part of it looks straight, so it probably grew like that. It's almost always the pine trees that fall. Almost always. One hour and 8 minutes. I just hit 4 miles. Now the YouTube channel, I've had 4 people that I have blocked this week because a couple of them were on older videos. If you leave one comment where somebody is being a jackass, it most assuredly attracts other jackasses. They see that and they see somebody's not removing them, so they leave an asinine comment also. This ongoing thing about my Mossberg Maverick 88 shotgun, where I made the commentary about the length of the stock is longer than most other shotguns. The length of pull is over 14 inches, or about 14 inches, I forget exactly, but most are 12 3/4 to 13 inches. So it is a full inch longer or more than the normal shotgun length of pull. And all I did was mention that in the video, where it feels like I'm reaching up for the corn cob more than a regular shotgun. And it feels like my arms are shorter or something. So out come the comments about having short arms, I must be a T-Rex. Obviously people that own the Maverick 88 and love them, and they think I'm disrespecting the Maverick 88, which I'm not. But the amount of negative commentary I have had on that video, just for that one comment, is astounding. I don't know if people just hear what they want to hear. Then I have to explain my size, and I have long arms. I can palm a basketball. I'm thick-chested. That extra 1 inch on the end of the stock is causing me a problem. Now these people are commenting like, you know, well, I'm really happy if it doesn't give them a problem. All right, but not everybody is physically the same, and just to go out of your way to leave a comment like that without just thinking about that very basic concept is really kind of moronic and stupid, really. I believe that's what the term calling somebody an a-hole comes from. They're always spewing stuff out of something an a-hole would come out of. So well, everything's starting to wake up. Hopefully we're done with the snowstorms. A couple of months from now it's going to be pretty hot while walking. I'll be bringing water with me, something to drink. I'll be wearing less clothes, be comfortable. Today I'm still wearing 3 shirts because it's windy. I tried 2 shirts yesterday, I believe, or the day before, one of those walks. Forget which now, but those were when the wind picked up. It was a little chilly. It felt warmer than what it was, I guess is my point. Now today is just about right. 60 degrees, but when the wind blows it feels a little cool. It's not humid yet. So excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze. I still might. So we're going to have a battery change coming up as well. So up around the corner here, more than likely. Right now the head strap with the camera on it there is kind of digging into my forehead. I'm not enjoying that. Hopefully I just didn't mess something up. Whatever, we'll survive. Someone still has their snow spikes on there, their snow tread. Remember one year I needed a tire for a car I don't have anymore. Long time ago, and I had 2 snow tires with those metal things inserted in them, and I made a little pull tool. I took each one of those out and I used them for seasonal tires. That actually worked well. So sometimes I come up with things. They're just little steel studs. And you pull them out. And they come out. There's quite a few of them. So you better have some time on your hands if you're going to do that. All right. A little girl roller skating. Be careful, you don't fall down. So I probably should stop and change the battery, because this would be a good area to do it in. I think I'll do it up ahead there. I will do that right here. I'll be right back with a new battery. Merry Christmas. All right. Got a new battery going. We're good to go for the last mile or so. See if they cleaned up that tree that fell against the house back here. No, it's still there. Still hanging off the roof. Nasty business. Somebody gotta let me pass. Let me go. Pile of wood here that fell off the trees. Everybody driving too fast for this road. Too fast. Not too fast. Not too fast. Not too fast. Not too fast because there's a policeman behind him. People don't drive too fast when there's a policeman behind them, which means they know they're driving too fast. The other times. Now we got a lot of this snow melt running down the street here again. May actually be able to cross over to the other side because the snow might be gone. I'll see when I get up over the ridge here. I'm gonna watch for cars coming. I'm sloshing in runoff. Slosh, slosh, slosh. There's a lot of water here. It's all running away. Yep, I'll cross up ahead. Looks like it's all melted. There's that dead possum again. He looked better in the other video, to be honest. Wait till I get up this way. I just hit 5 miles. Some more downed trees. I got on my walk the other day. That's going to be a mess. I'm sure somebody didn't want to deal with, but alas, there we go. broke off up there. Fell down. Had a lot of that this year, this winter. There's the chicken coop. Straight ahead. Chicken coop alert. There's the chicken coop. Don't go up and talk to the chickens. The chicken lady will come out and get you. Oh, feels like I'm gonna sneeze. I don't think it's hay fever. My nose is tickling, that's for sure. All right. I've got my sidewalks back, yay! So this is a trail. It goes around the school, public property boundary. It says there's a 5-mile loop trail. Loop connector combined with loop trail makes 7-mile loop. I'm not seeing it. Very interesting. I will have to research that. Because I just walked 5.5 miles. We're going to have 6 today. And I cannot imagine that that trail turns into 7 miles in a loop. Are they talking about walking around in circles? What are they talking about? That's all going to be covered in with brush and bushes pretty soon. Busted branches everywhere. Now before that last snowstorm we had, these birch trees right here were not broken. So these have been cut recently from where they broke. Looks like they broke and they didn't have like a clean break off the tree they came from, so they cut them off basically because they were cracked. Because those look like they were cracked halfway through and cut the rest of the way. At least that's what it looked like to me. I'm not a freaking tree expert. I never claimed to be. I'm probably wrong. C'est la friggin' vie. You know, the internet is like, it's always negative. Always, always. Everything. You say something, somebody has to criticize it, find an alternative angle on it, flip it around into something else to try to prove you're wrong about something. And it gets to be really annoying. Pretty much at my wit's end with it. You post a can of soda, okay? Just a can of soda. Can be diet soda, can be just regular soda. Oh, well, you're supporting Pepsi. They have slave labor in Asia, and or they're this, and it's like, or that sugar will kill you, it'll turn you into diabetic. They put chemicals in there. I just posted a soda can. That's all I did. Oh, aspartame, neurotoxin, it causes this. Sugar-free soda is horrible for you. You're contributing to this and that, and oh my god, it's just a friggin' can of soda, okay? It wasn't a statement. And these people do that with the gun videos too, so and it's kind of funny because sometimes I'll get some comments from people who are, they think they're sharing like some new secret information or something, and then they're really not. But you know, just let people comment. You know, if you did this with the percussion caps and you sealed them up with this or that, they seem to forget the part where I said that I have it figured out and everything works fine the way I want it, so there's really nothing to change. You do it a certain way, that's great. I'm not having issues. I remember one day I posted something. It was, yeah, I posted a video shooting the Trump 45 ACP 1911A1. Stainless steel, beautiful shooting pistol. It has a compensator on it, handles nicely, and I posted a video shooting 7 shots, better than what a lot of people shoot with a 45, by the way. I'm not bragging, it's just the truth. I know what I do well and what I don't. So, I was talking about the recoil. Here comes the comments. Like, just because I mentioned recoil and saying that the muzzle flip on a 45, you got to have a good grip and hang on to it. I was giving that information and they're taking it like I'm having a hard time shooting it because of muzzle flip. One, they have the video right in front of their face where it's obvious I am not having a hard time shooting the son of a bitch, okay? 2, the people leaving these comments are repeating stuff they read somewhere else, and they probably take 7 shots at 10 yards at a target and maybe hit it once with a 45 1911, and they're sharing their expertise with me. Oh, you should put a compensator on that. Well, did you watch the video? There's a compensator on it. Thank you very much. Drive through, enjoy your meal. Come back again tomorrow. So, but it seems like for every 10 comments you get, 4 of them will be good, honest comments. 2 of the other ones, they don't comment on your video at all. They talk about the stuff they have. Oh, I got this and I got that and I got one of these. Ah, well, geez, I'm happy for you. I got 3 of these, 4 of those, 6 of those. I mean, you know, what's the point of that? So, and then out of every 10 comments, 2 of them are just negative. And every time you go to their profile, it's always the same thing. They don't have comments of their own, and their profile is pretty much private because they're only on there to do that. So I just blocked them from my channel, and they're not going to be able to come back to do that again. So they'll know what it accomplished. It really doesn't hurt me any. So anyways, I think we'll go back this way because we came this way. We'll go down this way just to finish up the walk. Should be coming up on 6 miles shortly. Hope you enjoyed the walk today with an almost daily walking vlog. Walking with Beau in Maine. Yesterday's walk for the eclipse, by the way, was the first time I went up towards Sabatis in Maine. Walked up to just the outside of it, I believe. So, wanted to share that with you. Sign off up ahead. Thank you very much for walking with me, listening to me rant, my babblings and goings-ons. And I will be taking a couple of interesting walks as soon as things start turning green and the ground dries up. We're going to do a spring walk at the Mount Appetite Park in Auburn. Really looking forward to that, because that's going to be a good walk. I'll do some shopping at the gun store first. And say I'm going to leave my car here for a couple hours. I'm going to go hiking through the woods up the road. I'm sure they'll be okay with it. So looks like they're going to have some construction going on here, road work. I have no idea what they're going to do this year, but apparently every year they find a way to make traffic miserable here. So everybody, have a beautiful day and stay out of trouble. See you on the next walk. Bye bye, friends.